Hello and welcome to the Wedding Summit Series Marketing and Advertising Edition. I'm so excited to take you through today's presentation, which is all about ditching the social media overwhelm and implementing a no-brainer strategy for success. Now, my name is Lauren Samuels. I'm the director of the Vibe Tribe Group, and we're a marketing agency that specializes in education and services for the wedding and events industry. I'm so passionate about this because my background is in events. I was a wedding coordinator. I worked for a number of wedding businesses in different capacities across marketing and sales. And so, I've been lucky enough to touch on a few areas. But what I found is people are so stretched. You in your wedding business, you're so busy offering the best service and product and giving your all to your clients day to day. But there's also so many other hats that you have to wear as a business owner. Obviously you're the admin person and, finance, or you've got a team, but there's so much going on that often I find when it comes to social media, people build it up to be this beast. It feels overwhelming because of the ever-changing platforms that we use. So Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and LinkedIn and Pinterest. And, there's so many ways to connect with our ideal tribe. And then there's, added features almost weekly of, different things that are being updated on the platform that it often feels like you can never get ahead. So today I want to break it down, keep it really simple. And I promise you, if you follow these steps, no matter what the platforms throw at you, there's nothing that you can't conquer and have success when using social media. Now, there's 4 steps to this social media dream formula. And the first one is goals. Now, I'm going to break this down for you, and I can already feel what you're going to say. And it may feel like it's almost too simple to be true. But I promise you that is the trick. Often we overcomplicate things, and the answer is actually right in front of us and is quite simple. So my 4-step formula is yes, goals, understanding your tribe and your ideal clients. 3 is having really clear and concise content pillars. And 4, consistency. So let's go through it. Okay, so let's start with number 1, being goals. Now, in your business, I'm sure you have set some big, exciting goals for the year. And these will, be helping you to build out your plan and help grow your business. But to achieve any goal, of course, we need to break them down. We need to have, smart goals that are attainable, and they're specific and they're timely and all of those things. And social media is no different. Often where we go wrong is we kind of just do a vague plan. We go, yep, we want to grow the account, or I want to, hit 20,000 followers, or we don't really nut out the specifics and how it marries along with our bigger marketing and business goals. Okay, so if your overall view and plan for the year is all about brand awareness, you really want to stamp your name in the industry. You want to, people to understand when they see your branding, your content, your pictures, your work, that they attribute it to you and your business. So if that's a big business goal for you and it's all about people becoming really aware and you becoming top of mind for the industry that you're in, then awesome. Let's feed that through to your social media. So a brand awareness goal would be a specific example, and then we would break down how we would achieve that. So to achieve something like brand awareness, it's all about reach. It's all about views and people engaging. We want them to really get to know the ins and outs of what your brand is about. So that looks like reels, that looks like stories with you talking to camera so people can fall in love with your brand. Some of you may not know me before now, but after this presentation, you're going to have a fair idea of what I'm about, what I teach, the vibe, and you'll make a judgment if you want to follow me on socials and get more of the same type of content. If I'm the type of person, brand, and business that you want to continue interacting with. So build this out on your socials. Again, another goal might be all about community management. This year, you may have had a few years of growth. You might have seen some incredible new numbers of followers. You might have seen new business and different opportunities and collaborations come through over the last few years. And so this year, it's all about nurturing that community. So if that's your goal, you're going to spend a lot of time sending out value, sharing the love, enticing people to come and get to know you, giving them opportunities to connect, whether that's in person, if that's through additional services or options like subscribing to your email list or subscribing to a channel. There's so many ways to be able to give your viewers more with a specific goal in mind. So let's take some time, take a minute, have a look at the sheet that I've prepared for you, and have a look through those goals and see which ones resonate most with your big business goals and also where you're at in your social media journey. So have a moment and have a look at those. So how'd you go with that list? What I want you to do is go through and tick two. For the year ahead, pick two main social media goals that you're going to focus on. This is across your social media channels. So whether you're using Instagram and Facebook or Pinterest, whatever it may be, align your social media channels with your overall business goals. I promise you, when these work in harmony together, it's so much easier to develop content, to have a plan, and to move ahead because they're not fighting against each other. Now, please don't get overwhelmed or don't think, oh, I need to achieve all those goals. Of course, we all want to be getting more leads, more sales, more conversions, all of those things all at once. But I promise you, when you focus on just two at a time and you're really putting your energy and all of your efforts into achieving those, the others will come along with it because, when you start producing more content that's in line with your business and your values, then automatically you attract the right people. They're going to fall in love with you. You're going to build on those trust and like factors that turn followers into customers at the right time. So don't stress, pick two goals, and let's head on into the next section. Okay, so number two is all about understanding who your ideal tribe is. Now, this is perhaps like an avatar, ideal client, that type of thing when we're talking marketing. But I want to take it a step further. So instead of just saying, my ideal client is this age and this demographic and, all of those type of features, I want to understand what they look like on social media. So what hashtags do they follow? What celebrities would they follow? What kind of content are they engaging with? What do they love to save? What really resonates with the people who are your ideal tribe? The more you understand this, the more you get a clearer picture of how they behave, what they look like, how they show up on the platform, the more that you can tailor your content to help you reach your goals and attract the right tribe. So, number one, goals. Two, ideal tribe. Yes, it almost feels too easy and obvious, but it really is that easy. It doesn't have to be a hard strategy to succeed on social media, but it has to be planned out. So taking the time to identify these people, these features, these goals, I promise you will put you ahead of the curve because so many people just think they have an idea of that or they loosely kind of, touch on it. But if you refer to it daily, if you refer to it every time you plan out your content, every time you produce something, I promise you it will move you forward. So number three is content pillars. Now, content pillars are topics or categories that you discuss on your social media. Now, I like to think the best approach is choosing some succinct and really clear topics that represent your business, your services, and your area of expertise. By picking a key, number of topics, so I suggest anywhere between 5 and 7, but by always keeping your content in line with one of these topics, it becomes really clear to your followers and your prospective clients and tribe what you're about. You don't jump around from one topic to the next and, kind of touch on everything. It's really clear with 5 key topics that this is what you're about. This is what you're known for. You become, an expert in those areas and that field. They know the type of content they're going to get. They know the type of value. And when they think of those topics, you become top of mind. So they head to your profile because they know they're always going to get, some really valuable insights. They're going to be able to see behind the scenes, and they're going to be able to get a really great understanding of your position and your views as from your brand. So I think it's really important for me. I have 6 different content pillars, and every piece of content that I produce, whether it is a reel, whether I'm talking to camera and doing Insta stories, whether I'm posting in our Facebook group for members, no matter what I'm doing across social media, it will always relate to one of my key content pillars. And my content pillars, you can bet, are in line with my goals, my social media goals, and my overall business goals. This is my plan for the next year, and this is how I'm going to achieve it. And remember, socials is a marketing tool, okay? I think it's often becomes such a big, like a beast of its own, that we get wrapped up in giving it its own pedestal almost, and thinking, oh my gosh, what do I have to do? We build it up to be so much more than it has to be. It's a really incredible marketing tool that's going to help you move ahead, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be well planned and thought out. So number 3, content pillars. Now, number 4 is consistency. The key to success, I promise you, is this step. Consistency wins every time. And the reason being is most businesses aren't. We do get wrapped up in the day-to-day of our own businesses, our lives. And so often it becomes really hard to be consistent in developing the content and the ideas and being creative, but also showing up. So often people love the fact that you're reliable, you become known and trusted because you do put out X amount of content a week, or you do show up every Tuesday if that's when you plan to do a live. Think about the brands and the businesses that you interact with. What aspects of that consistency approach do you really relate to? What do you love about them? Like, is it that you always know they have an EDM in your inbox every Monday, and you just know that that's where you're going to show up and have a look through, all of the information and their education and their, best sales and things like that. So what about showing up more consistently for your followers, for your online community? Because I promise you, this will make the difference. If you follow these 4 key areas, and like I said, this is a no-brainer strategy because it almost feels too good to be real. And I get it. I hear it so often from our clients and, people that we work with. They're like, really? Is that it? But it is. It's it, because if you do it consistently, and you do it to the best of your abilities and in line with everything that you're about, your values, your branding, your goals, like when it all comes together really harmoniously, it is that easy. Socials become a no-brainer because you know who you're talking to, you know what you're posting, you're being really clear, and you're doing it regularly. And that is the name of the game, to be sticking at it long enough for people to enjoy your content, for them to learn about you, and for them to love you. You can't achieve any of that with no brand awareness, with no basis for people. Like if you just kind of show up every 3 weeks or something like that, and you just randomly start talking about, oh, this thing happened today, or we've got this going on, like there's no value in that. There's no inviting people into your world, because it just feels a bit chaotic. But when you have that planned out approach, you can really nurture the journey for your followers, and that will lead to an amazing conversion when you do have an offer, when you have something available, when you have a service, when you have a sign up. People are more likely then to convert because you've done all of the build up from there. They trust you, they know you, you're reliable. And so the social media game becomes a lot easier. And like I said, almost a no-brainer. So to recap, it's being really clear and concise in the goals that you want to set for social media. So yes, you've got your business and your overall marketing goals, but what are your key plans of attack for this year on socials? What if you get to the end of the year and you said, yep, I want to achieve X, like I hope I can achieve X. What is that? What is that one thing that is going to move the needle this year on your socials? 2, that is all about your tribe. So are you showing up exactly where your tribe are, on the right profiles, on the right platforms, associated with the right people and collaborations? And, are you providing the right content? So do your followers live on reels? And if they are you producing enough reels? Again, knowing who your tribe is, where they are, and how you can show up there. And number 3 is your content pillars. So again, going over key categories or themes that relate to your business, show you off in the best light, explain who you are, what you do, and what your service is or what your product is, but also what your area of expertise is. Okay. So what are those 5 to 7 categories that you discuss across socials? It's the basis for everything you produce, for, everything you discuss and how you show up. And then lastly, consistency. So what does that look like for you? Is that showing up every day? Is it showing up a couple of times a week? How can you put a plan of attack, in place that you can stick to? And this is the thing. There's no right or wrong with consistency in terms of you don't have to show up every day. It's just sticking to what it is you're going to do. So if that's showing up, for a live once a month, producing 3 pieces of content a week, and blogging once a month, awesome. That's what you go with, but do that and stick to that month in, month out for the whole year. So be consistent, and I promise you it will come to full circle when you get to the end of the year, and you will see the growth. You'll see that your tribe is your ideal tribe. They're going to be the type of inquiries and leads and conversions that don't feel like hard work because you've done all the weeding out. Like if you have the right content and you're constantly representing yourself and your brand and putting out there who you want to attract, your leads will weed out anyone that isn't that person, which is great. That, on your sales process side, that's going to make life so much easier. You're not having to go through so many more steps to qualify your leads. So let your socials do the heavy lifting. And really, it comes down to planning. So get yourself in a position where you're working ahead, whether that's a week ahead, a month ahead, whatever place you can be, so that you can set some time aside to be able to be consistent. And as this process gets easier, as you do it more, as you become, more in line with those goals and, how you go about achieving those, I promise you, it just becomes easier and easier. And then things don't feel overwhelming. Instagram throwing a new feature at us, or, a totally new social media platform coming up isn't going to feel daunting, because no matter where you are on socials, this 4-step process is relevant. It's the same across all of them, because a clear, well thought out strategy, you can't go wrong in any way, shape, or form. So, like I said, this is my top tips. As an agency, this is how we succeed. This is how we get our clients to succeed. And I'm all about educating this industry because I'm so passionate. You guys are the best. The creatives in this space, oh my gosh, the work you produce, the things that you come up with are amazing. And the love that you give to your clients, you need to get that back tenfold. So through social media, you can absolutely achieve that. And please let me know how you go. Now, if you've loved the information in today's session, if you like my vibe and my style, I would encourage you and welcome you to come over to my Insta page, which is the Vibe Tribe group. Now, we also have an offering. I'll be really honest, it is right up your alley because you are my ideal tribe. It is for wedding and event pros who are running businesses who want a social media education in real time. So it is a 3-month course that is going to give you all the ins and outs on how to achieve and set up your social media for success, but also how to run it like an agency would. So often people almost feel like, oh gosh, it's too much, too big, I want to outsource it. But I promise you, the magic comes from just knowing how an agency puts in place some tips, tricks, and strategies to achieve big goals, but I promise you it's super easy. So that is what my course is about. It is called Social Like a Pro, and it's a really tailored educational experience because it's for your niche. It's not for everybody. It's not for every small business. It's not for anyone that's showing up on social media. It's very specifically tailored for the wedding and events community. So I would love to see you there. Please drop me a DM or an email if you'd like some more information. I'm thrilled that I could be involved in the Summit Series. You have been blessed and very lucky to, be joined by over 30 amazing speakers. It's a great couple of days, and I really hope you've taken away some useful information from today. So thanks for having me.